하나, 둘, set. Hey guys, Cherie here with a video for you about how I study Korean. For those of you who don't know, I am going on an exchange program in South Korea in like 17 days now. It's crazy. But I'm going to Chung-Ang University in South Korea and I will be studying there. I'm really just taking tons of Korean classes and Korean learning classes, stuff like that. And I leave in like 3 weeks, so I've been doing a lot more like Korean study than usual these past couple weeks, ever since I've gotten home from China. I decided I might as well just make a video for you guys who are kind of into studying the language or want to study a little bit more or more efficiently, just about like how I study personally, because I love watching videos like this, and so I hope you guys can take something out of this and like maybe learn how to speak a little more Korean. My goal, like my main goal, I really do want to become fluent in the language because I don't know, I just want to do tons of stuff in Korean, and of course if I ever meet like my favorite K-pop star, favorite K-drama actor, I want to be able to speak to them in Korean, obviously. So I'm studying the language as much as I can because I do want to become fluent in it, and this isn't just like a pastime thing. I really want to become fluent in it. So I'm just gonna tell you guys what I do to study. It's really not that good because I'm still kind of developing a study pattern and figuring out what works for me and what doesn't, and obviously not everything in this video is going to work for you. I just want you guys to take out of it what you can. I'm just gonna go over how I study, what I used to study, stuff like that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get started. Okay, so first of all, if you guys have not heard of Talk to Me in Korean, they are like the best at helping you study Korean. They have a YouTube channel, they have this one app, they have tons of videos, they have books, they have just like everything that you need to study Korean efficiently and effectively. They've just always been there for me with my studies. They have so much. Like their YouTube channel is awesome. They're always posting the coolest content on like just random stuff that you can study. They're just awesome. I don't know, I just love their structure. So what I do every day is I usually study a Talk to Me in Korean grammar lesson. So if you download their Talk to Me in Korean app, which is actually like free, a lot of their stuff is free. Only their books cost money, which you like don't even need really. So you can download the app and they have tons and tons of like Korean learning stuff on that app, and it's amazing. I love their grammar lessons the most because Korean grammar is kind of freaking hard and tricky. It's just like really hard. They just like have this system in this way with the grammar that's just so good, and I love it. So I actually have one of their workbooks. I actually have 3 of their workbooks with me, but I've only started this one, the first one, Korean Grammar Level 1. They have like these podcasts, Grammar Level 1, Grammar Level 2, Grammar Level 3, all the way up to like Grammar Level 11, and in each level there's about 24, 25 grammar lessons. And so I usually do a grammar lesson every day. Unless it's like really hard, then I usually do the grammar lesson for like 2 or 3 days so I can really get it down in my head. So I'll listen to that podcast, write notes in my notebook, my Korean notebook, and then I will like fill out. So the workbook is super cool because let's see, like lesson 13 is how to say like I want to, go 싶어요. You listen to the podcast, take notes, and then it's just like a little workbook for this lesson. Where you like write stuff down, and it just like is super helpful and it really gets it into your head. And they have that for every single lesson. That's why I get the workbooks, and they're actually quite cheap. They're only like $12, which I think is an amazing deal. It's been so helpful. So that's like a lot of the main grammar stuff that I do. When I study Korean, I just listen to a Talk to Me in Korean lesson, and then I'll do the workbook chapter for that lesson. And then I will try to apply it into like my everyday life, try to do as much as I can with what I learned. Yeah, Talk to Me in Korean is like my favorite. They have PDF files with their grammar lessons on the app, and they're free to print out too. So I've printed them out for level 2, which I have not started yet. See, like level 2, lesson 12. Names of the month, and then it's like there and it's correlating with your podcast, so you can like read this and read it while you're listening to the podcast, and then you go to the workbook afterwards and look at this, look at the workbook, like figure it out, and it really does, it's amazing, like their whole grammar system. The order that they teach the grammar in is so nice. So I just like love them, and I usually study using their stuff for about an hour every day. So Talk to Me in Korean, guys. If you don't know who they are, just like look them up. They're amazing and they are so great. And yes, I'll put their YouTube channel in the description below because I just love them and they're so helpful with all of my studies. Another way that I study Korean is the old-fashioned thing, guys. Flashcards. Flashcards are awesome. Flashcards, I just memorize them and it's great. And then I apply them to like a grammar lesson or something like that. And I have like tons and tons of flashcards, guys. I have so many. And then I have little sections of flashcards that I say, like hada verbs, nouns that you put with this hada verb that makes a verb. It's kind of weird and crazy, but Talk to Me in Korean explains how to do it. And then like dining and eating and food, flashcards all about that. Emotions. So I don't just make like tons of flashcards and study them all and memorize them all. I'm not crazy like that. I just like do it in little sections of topics like eating stuff or buying stuff or verbs or just stuff like that. And then I also have taken grammar from Talk to Me in Korean lessons and made them into flashcards so that I can study them as well. Flashcards are just really great for me, and they're kind of tedious to make, but that can also be a really good thing because then you have to write it down, what it means and like what the Korean word is. All these flashcards are filled up. I have a whole case full of them, and they're so great. And even though they're very tedious to make, they're so helpful. And whenever you have just like a spare minute, a spare 5 minutes, you just go through your flashcards and it's great. I do that on my breaks at work sometime. I love flashcards, so I'm a big believer of them, and I really think that they help a lot with the writing and the memorizing. So yeah, flashcards. Okay, next is like my pride and joy, guys. Another way that I study Korean is with my Korean notebook. This is where I do all my Talk to Me in Korean grammar notes in here. Like this lesson was about topic marking and subject marking particles, and I just like wrote a ton here. So if I ever like have a question or I need to go back and restudy something, this notebook's got me covered because I wrote so much in here. So I have a lot of Korean grammar lesson notes in my notebook. I have about 24 written down, and then I'll just do practice in here as well to apply what I learned in a grammar lesson. Okay, for example, when I studied Korean numbers, a native Korean number system, because I'm really bad at that, when I studied that, I really wanted to get the numbers down. And so I ended up writing all of the Sino-Korean numbers and all of the native Korean numbers 1 to 100, which was very tedious, but it was like really fun. So that kind of stuff is in my notebook, and it's great. And I'm actually really proud of this because it looks really super cool. Yeah. My favorite thing, honestly, to help me study Korean, one of my favorite things is, I made this up and I feel really proud of myself. It's called K-pop translations. So I'll take a K-pop song that I really love and I'll look up the translations, and if I love the translations even more, I'll usually write the Hangul on one side, the Korean language on one side, and then on the other side I'll write the English translation, which helps with my writing. After I get both of those written, both the Hangul and the translation, then I will go through and look at each individual Hangul word or sentence and use Google Translate app and other things to help me translate the way the sentence is put together, the way the words go, and like how it translates. For example, the first song I did with this like little exercise was Pretty You by 17 because I loved the translation. And so it looks kind of crazy, but this is the Hangul side, this is the translation. Like the first sentence in this one who says Halmari Marande, and so I looked up what Halmari means, and then Marande, Halmari is like say/say this, and Marande is many or a lot, because the translation is got so much to say, and so it's like say and then a lot, so like got so much to say. It kind of helps with the grammar and how you say something naturally even though it's a song. It's so helpful, and my Korean writing has gotten a lot faster by doing these K-pop translations, and I love the songs a lot more, and I actually understand a lot more of the song when I'm listening to it. So if it's a very popular song, to me, if I listen to it a lot and I do this K-pop translation thing, I'll like remember a lot of the phrases that I translated, so when the song comes on I'll be able to understand a lot more, and it just like really helps because when I'm just rocking out to music I'm still like studying Korean as well. I've done a lot of translation. The only problem is that Google Translate doesn't help that much when you add like topic marking particles, subject marking particles, just like different ways to say stuff. Google Translate kind of sucks sometimes, so it's like unsolving a riddle or something, trying to figure out these translations sometimes. But it's really fun. And then I also write down like words to remember from the song, and then I'll like make those words into flashcards that have to do with a certain song. If the song says a certain word a lot, I'll put that in my words to remember from the song section. So like 예쁘다 is like you're pretty in Pretty You, and so that's a word that I remember now from the song. 표현 is expression, they say that in the song, and so I added that there. And then like 복사해 is copy from the song, and I put that in my remember thing. And so I find new words that I don't know in Korean in these songs, and then I make flashcards for them and remember them that way, so that when the song comes on and the word comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that means. I love doing my K-pop translations, they're so fun. Even though I've only done 2 songs for that, it's like intense to like write it all down and translate it. It's usually a 2-day process to do the whole song. The other song that I've done is Fireworks by Astro, because I love the translation. If you haven't looked up the translations yet, oh, it's so good. But yeah, intense. That's the Hangul and all my translations, and then that's like the actual translation. But yeah, it really helps with the grammar and how to say things, and just how things are put together and said in Korean, and I really love that. Oh, whoa. Yeah, it's crazy. I spend a lot of time on it, but it's really fun because it's like K-pop and I love it. So yeah, those are some main ways that I study my Korean. I also have a playlist on my channel. I have a Korean studies playlist that I'll add different Korean study type videos onto it. But yeah, I have that playlist and I'll put it in the description below if you want to look at it. It's not like that intense, but it does have like random like videos about certain topics in Korean that you study, or like how to say something in Korean. So yeah, I'll put that in the description below if you want to see that. I also have actually a Korean culture playlist because I study the culture as well because I'm going to go there, and so I don't want to be completely clueless when I go there. And I will put that in the description as well. So I have a Korean studies playlist and a Korean culture playlist I'll put in the description for you, so you can check those out. Another thing, I started with just studying an hour a day, but since Korea is getting closer and closer, I study about 2 to 3 hours a day. I try to, at least. That doesn't happen every day. That's like a really good day, but that's what I strive for, 2 to 3 hours of study, including culture study as well. What I found, actually, I haven't even tried this. I haven't even like tried to do it, but when I'm listening to the Korean music and after I just studied something, I'll usually hear something that has to do with what I studied, and I'll be like,
oh my gosh, I know what that means now, or I know how that grammar thing works now.
I've been noticing that a lot. Like if I listen to music after I study a lesson and it's in Korean, I usually kind of apply without thinking what I learned into the song, because the song usually has something to do with what I learned. So it's super cool. If you're studying Korean, K-pop and K-dramas are seriously one of the ways to go. If you don't like K-pop and K-dramas, what the heck? It's okay, I love you, but you should do that because it really helps with how you pronounce things, because if you're hearing it a lot, you'll pronounce it the way that the Korean native speakers are doing in the K-dramas and in the K-pop. And if you already do that like me, just do it even more and just continue to do that and apply what you're learning into like the K-drama, into the song, and then you'll kind of start to understand a lot more. I think the main tip that I have for you if you're studying Korean is to just go all out and be patient with yourself, and it'll take a little bit. It'll take a little bit because I really don't know that much. I don't at all, and I hate that. I mean, I want to learn so fast and I want to become fluent so quickly, but I need to realize it's a process and it takes time, and like you can't get discouraged. I've been getting like really discouraged recently, feeling like,
how am I supposed to learn this whole language when I can't even get like the verbs down?
I've been struggling with verbs recently, but you just like have to really be motivated and motivate yourself, and don't get discouraged. That's like really a main tip. So yeah, sorry if this video was so long, but I just have so much information to tell you. That is how I have been studying Korean recently. If you guys have any other ideas, videos, anything to do with Korea, websites that might help me, please let me know, because I really don't know that much. So please let me know in the comments below, just like stuff like that might help. Or if you have any other questions related to Korean or Korean studies, let me know and I will try to answer to the best of my abilities. But really though, I recommend Talk to Me in Korean so much. They're so helpful and they actually respond to like all of your comments, and they're so great, and I've learned so much Korean from them. So yeah. Also, on a little side note, let me know if you guys want like preparing to go to Korea vlogs or videos or stuff like that, or how I'm preparing to go to Korea. Yeah, I'm so excited to go. Just let me know what kind of videos you guys want in Korea. If you want an update about how my studies are going once I get there, if you want to know what classes I'm taking there, because I already have my schedule, let me know if you want me to make a video about that. Just all that good stuff, guys. Yeah, I'm so excited to go. But yeah, I'm sorry if this video was so long, but I hope it was helpful. GOT7 loves you, by the way. They do. They do. Who's your favorite in GOT7, by the way? Let me know. My favorite, my bias is Junior. Let me know in the comments below who your bias is, because GOT7's awesome. Anyways. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I think I've covered everything. Okay, thumbs up this video if you liked it and you want more Korean studies videos or videos from me about Korean culture and stuff. Yeah, also let me know if you want drama reviews, all that good stuff. I'm just rambling now because I love talking to you guys. Well, it's really myself. You guys are listening. I know you are. You right there. You're awesome. If you made it to the end of this video, you're awesome. I'm gonna go now. Yeah. Yeah. Remember guys, life doesn't only begin at the end of your comfort zone, it also begins at the end of your culture zone.